Hey everybody, how's it going? This is your boy ExtrmWill, Extreme Tech. So we're going to take a look at the salad mining. I've got some electrical numbers and all that, and we're going to be using the the code for Windows PowerShell to be checking some of the numbers in Windows PowerShell. Plus, we're going to double check them versus salad. I'll start off with a couple things. You have to take all of this information right now you're getting out of the Windows PowerShell with this, kind of with a giant, massive grain of salt. The reporting isn't working correctly, which is why they turned it off. So we're kind of backdooring in to look at those numbers. So you got to realize you're looking at something that they turned off specifically because it wasn't working right. So it's not necessarily reporting right. It looks like some of it is, but it's definitely not always all reporting right. So you kind of got to take a lot of that with a huge grain of salt. But we're going to look at this for the mining. So let's see here. Where do I want to start with this? So I guess we'll start with my base number for this. I was getting 57 watts on this system. Well, let's pull this over here to this side so you can see what this system is. So this is the... Oh, great. So this is the 12-core Xeon chip with the PC combo kit board. So 64 megabytes of memory, and it's running an RTX 3060. So at base calculating, this is doing about 57, 60 watts. So it's definitely not, I mean, you're not breaking the bank at 60 watts of electricity just to be calculating. It's, for me, at like 15 cents, I'd say that's hardly noticeable. Even with, I mean, I guess once you start getting up past like 20, it's probably noticeable if you have 20 machines idling, but you're not really using a lot of electricity yet, so it's not that noticeable for me. If we get in here to the program, so we're in Windows PowerShell and Control V. I will put this code in the comments down below. This is kind of how to manually check from your logs your earnings. So I got all kinds of random stuff in here. We're going to mostly focus on here is just any random line of this code. So at whatever given random point in time, it says I'm earning about 20 cents, which looks like it is 20 cents for the day. We will get into that when I click over on the other one of the other slides we have here. It looks like it's using XM rig / CPU for the CPU mining, and then it shows you what it's doing for that. And then it's using T-Rex miner for the GPU, which I guess I was wrong. I didn't really catch that at first. I thought it was doing both, but then it also gives you the total for what the T-Rex, what the hash rate is on your T-Rex miner at that moment. It is more predominantly doing the CPU mining than the GPU mining, which kind of threw me off because I didn't feel like I was really seeing a lot coming out of the GPU. So I'm not fully sure what exactly it's mining, but I can tell you it's using the XMR rig CPU to do the CPU mining and the T-Rex miner to do the GPU mining. But because it's only making 20 cents, like that's going to be for the day, it's definitely not looking that good. It's looking pretty bad for the mining. Which is kind of what I figured, but I wanted to see some of this in hard numbers. This is what I really wanted to see, so this is why I did it. I tried getting someone else to make this video, and I'm like, because this is a video I really want to see, but I'm like, why don't I just make the video? It makes more sense. I can just do it. So it looks like it's still only making like 20 cents, even on a significantly stronger CPU, because I ran this with the 3060 on my 10-year-old i7 4-core machine, which is, super outdated, shouldn't be making anything. It was making pretty much the same thing. It might have actually been making a little bit more, because I think it was making between 21 and 20 cents, whereas this one looks like it's making you know, between 18 to 20 cents. So I think my 10-year-old i7 4-core machine is actually making more than this 12-core 24-thread machine was. I have it all turned off right now, so that's why you don't see it in here. I don't want to spoil this, but it's not profitable. So if we come over here to double check the numbers, because that's kind of what we want to see. I think it was in a container, and then here is where I tried to turn it on at about somewhere around like 1 to 2 a.m. to turn it on to mining when I made the previous video last night, because I really wanted to see it. So it looked like it had started mining, but it didn't report any of this mining here from about 2 a.m. to 9 a.m. as mining. But this is kind of interesting. So from this block, from 2 a.m. to 9 a.m., it was averaging about 250 watts, which was definitely nowhere near profitable. So, I mean, we can eyeball that really quickly and just go, yeah, that's not profitable. I can tell you for a fact that's not profitable. From being at 57 watts to 250 watts to only be making 20 cents. That's no bueno at all. No bueno. So then it did something weird. When it started reporting this next one up here, this is technically the what was that? It's 18 to the 18 to 20 cents here that it's reporting. While it's reporting all of this, let's get up to where this starts. It says it starts at about 11 a.m. So right here at 11 a.m. it actually jumped massively up in power too. It jumped up another 50 watts. So it was still at 50 watts when I checked it right in here somewhere. Probably right here. I think it was at 300 watts. So 300 watts is going to be what we're going to use for our electrical cost. So I put in 300 watts here for ETH. Because I'm a miner at heart, this is how I'm using to calculate it, because this seems to be the easiest way for me to calculate out how much my watts would cost. So 300 watts would cost me about $1 a day, or $1.10 a day for electricity for that, and it's making 20 cents. So I would be paying about 88 cents right now. I'm paying 88 cents to try to crypto mine with this. So it is a terrible, terrible idea. I figured it was. I didn't know how bad it was. I thought it would be a little bit closer, to be honest with you. I didn't think it was going to be that far away from where I want it to be. Now, there are other ways to use this in your advantage. I'm a big fan of Brandon Coin. I don't know if anyone can tell. But he's doing videos now where he's putting his around his house and using these as space heaters. So he wants to turn the mining on, and he's essentially, because a watt is a watt, whether you're burning it through a space heater or a GPU, a watt is still a BTU. It's the exact same equation. So if you run 400 watts out of a PC, you're putting out 400 BTUs you would be putting out of a space heater. So to offset your electrical usage for the winter, it's definitely really common for a lot of guys to just, spread all your electric mining equipment throughout the house. Kind of makes a lot of sense for a lot of people. Not for me, though, because I live in Tampa Bay. I live in a tropical paradise, so heat for me is always a bad thing. I may have 1 or 2 weeks a year where it might be worth it to try to bring something into the house, but realistically, the hassle to bring it into the house and turning it on and off is more of a pain in the butt than it'd be worth for me. My AC runs pretty much all year round, so we have a couple weeks where it doesn't run as heavy, but it pretty much runs all year. So we don't need to worry about any of that. But, I mean, I imagine the vast majority of you don't live in a tropical paradise because there isn't that much tropical paradise land out there. So But yeah, if you live somewhere where it does get really cold, it is something where it would be better to be doing the mining aspect on this to heat your machine up to generate that more electricity, to spend the more electricity on that than it would be to plug in a space heater. Running a space heater, if you have all this crypto mining equipment, would be dumb. So that's kind of my point on that. Let's see here. So yeah, if we come back into this, it just looks like, and then I turned it off. So I wanted to make sure. I need to verify that this was actually the line for this particular PC. This is the actual ID for it. I need to write that into my log so I will know what two of mine are. Maybe. I don't even know if I will know what two of my machine IDs are. Maybe I'll know what two of my machine IDs are. I should really work on that list because it was really hard for me to try to figure out exactly which line this was out of the 29 for which one was the specific PC I was looking at to try to verify how much it was paying. Because if this would have been paying $1 a day, that would have been very different. And this would become a very different kind of thing of, do I want to be doing the mining or not doing the mining if it was paying out $1 a day? Because the machine's already going to be on anyways. So I wouldn't be calculating it at the full $3. I would be calculating it, I'm already paying for the 60 watts, so then are those 240 watts extra, is that paying me enough to have it being worth running? Because the 60 watts to start with, it's going to be at that 60 watts anyways. I'm already running that for sure, guaranteed, because it's on calculating. So then the equation does change a little bit when you start looking at it. But because it's so far off, I'm not paying 88 cents or 76 cents or whatever it would be to just lose money no matter what. It's not, there's no way that I could calculate it out to get over that breaking point. So overall, yeah, this crypto mining with Salad AI looks stupid. Probably wouldn't recommend doing it under the vast majority of circumstances, but there are some that you can find where I think it might be in your benefit. But yeah, it just looks dumb. But I wanted to know. I hadn't seen anybody put out any real hard information like this, so I'm happy I made the video. Not that surprised that pretty much what I thought all along is the way it worked out. But yeah, let me make sure, double check on this really quickly. I do have crypto mining is disabled. Yes, I have crypto mining is disabled on all of my machines right now. And yeah, it looks dumb. It looks like a giant waste of electricity and your time. But I guess that's just how it goes sometimes. So yeah, if you like the video, hit the like button down below. Subscribe. I know I did a couple videos the last couple days if you want to see more about how to backdoor into Windows PowerShell. I got a big hour-long video where I break down everything on that. And yeah. It's pretty easy though. Basically, you type that code in. So I have it on copy delete right now, or Control V to control copy. So or Control paste. So I guess Control C would be Control copy. Control V is paste. So I just have it set up for that, so I can just do it really quickly on everything. Because when you type it in, it'll only go back to like midnight. It goes to the start of the day. It can't go back in the logs to yesterday, I don't think. So, but you got to take that with a grain of salt too, because it's only kind of working. I feel fairly confident that these are the right numbers for the crypto mining. It wasn't showing me anything at first, because I was almost made this video last night, because I got everything up and it looked like it picked up the crypto mining. But if we go back before... If we go back to early in the day, I started at 2:30. It wasn't showing the crypto mining in here. It was crypto mining this whole time, and it wasn't showing any crypto mining. And then it looks like it did try to pick up a job. It picked it up for like a second, and then it lost it. And then I guess half an hour later, 45 minutes later, it looks like it 40 minutes later, it looks like it started the crypto mining. So It did try to pick up a job, which is why we saw the dip in everything. You saw this dip here when it tried to pick the job up, and then it didn't do anything for a while. Well, it probably tried to pick the job up right here, and then it was idle for a while, and then it started mining again. But it didn't report any of this. So, which I think is the part of the reason they have it all turned off, because it's not reporting correctly. But, yeah, I think I've covered it all in nauseam. So, yeah, if you liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe, comment back. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them down below. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.